Hi, my name is Matt Allen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Cerberus Craft Distillery and the Dark Door Spirits brand. We are located in Tampa, Florida, and we started this distillery in 2016. We are an independent, community-driven craft distillery, much just like most of you, and we love making great tasting, unique spirits. I've been in the hospitality industry my whole life, and starting a craft distillery was kind of an extension of that for me. It was a way to stay in hospitality, get creative, and it's a ton of fun. I mean, you guys all love it as well, I'm sure. So I'm also one of the founding board members of the current Florida Craft Spirits Association. So the Florida Craft Spirits Association was really put together out of a need for creating new business opportunities for craft distilleries and eliminating some of the rules and regulations so that we can continue to grow the businesses that we love. A few of our high points since we founded the Florida Craft Spirits Association was the ability to sell spirits at local fairs, farmers markets, and festivals. We can now sell cocktails out of our tasting rooms, which is a huge revenue generator for us. And we also eliminated the bottle limits. So we're no longer limited to only being able to sell somebody 6 bottles a year, which has been great for us as an industry. I've been working locally with a lot of Florida farmers, trying to bring in more Florida agriculture into the industry for us to use. Again, creating that community driven spirits industry that again, a lot of us are in. Part of my vision, part of the reason I'm running for a seat for the American Craft Spirits Association is I think that on a federal level, there's a lot of work to do, but every state is interconnected as well, because the states look to each other. When we went to Florida to try and get some of the laws changed, they looked at other states and they said, give us examples of how this has been successful in other states. And this is why, for me, it's just important that we all work together on a national level, get together, and focus on one goal that we can then take back to our own states independently. And we need to support each other in other states so we can get all of this done. I mean, this is a very unique time for us. We're rewriting some of the rules of our industry and helping with that. And this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I'm passionate about it because I think it benefits all of us, and that's one of the primary reasons I'm running for a board seat for the American Craft Spirits Association.
Hi, my name is John Bassett. I'm one of the owners and founders of Iron Vault Distillery in North Central Ohio, particularly in Gallion. We're a small craft distillery. We've been in business for about 6 years, of course, spending the first year getting licensing and developing products. So our doors have been open to the public for over 5 years. We primarily make bourbon and whiskey and vodka products. We have other things like gin, aquavit, and and various types of rum, but we focus primarily on our bourbons. We have multiple types of bourbon. We have heirloom red corn, heirloom blue corn, white corn, and then a Star Spangled Bourbon, which is a combination of those. So my role at Iron Vault Distillery is to handle a lot of the administration. I handle the interactions with American Craft Spirits, the local guild, dealing with the TTB, the state of Ohio, many of the compliance issues, working with Bureau of Workmen's Comp, OSHA, fire marshal, building inspectors, and anything else that has to deal with operations in a safe environment. I was drawn to the distilling industry about 7 or 8 years ago when a friend suggested that we do some distillation. Realizing that we couldn't do it from home, we ended up buying the building and buying the business and getting started. And we really enjoy it. It's fun. It's exciting. We learn something new every day. The reason why I'm thinking about a board position with American Craft Spirits is because I think I could add a new element of understanding to a smaller business that still has all of the big distillery problems. We still have to deal with the FDA, the TTB, liquor laws and everything, cybersecurity events. So those are areas where I am well suited. I do have an IT background, going back to 1985, went to Ohio State, and I have spent a considerable number of years in the cybersecurity realm. So I'd like to do what I can to help, particularly the small guy, but also understanding all the rules, regulations, and safety associated with running a distillery. Some other things that I do for Iron Vault Distillery entails the financial aspects, bookkeeping, working with our accountants, lawyers, and things like that. The fun part, of course, is distillation and working in the lab. I tend to be a yeast fanatic, and I love working in our labs to improve viability. In addition to that, I also do anything from janitorial to working with our sales team to make sure that we keep things moving forward.
My name is Jordan Cotton. I am co-founder and CEO of Cotton & Reed Distillery in Washington, D.C. We've been making rum and just rum for a little over 6 years now. We are the closest distillery to the Capitol building, actually, so that can come in handy sometimes for government affairs purposes. We get the odd notable visitor once in a while. Before opening up the distillery, I was a consultant to the space and satellite industries and NASA in Washington, D.C., which gives me a variety of handy nerd capabilities, I suppose, which I try and bring to bear for ACSA in my capacities on the Government Affairs Committee, as well as the incoming PAC chair. I have, for the Government Affairs Committee, for example, I created and now maintain a database of all the DSPs in the country, geocoded by their federal and state level legislator info, which can help us identify allies for certain government affairs efforts. For the PAC committee, I've been working on streamlining and digitizing our process to make it a little bit easier for all our members to support the PAC. Scan this QR code, get a sneak peek. It is important to support the PAC so we can have a seat at the table when we're doing all our government affairs business. One reason I'm excited about the prospect of joining the ACSA board is that I have been keenly aware of the importance of our collective actions since we opened. We certainly wouldn't be here still if it weren't for the collective action of all the DC distillers to loosen up our tasting room laws, and certainly without the collective efforts of ACSA to secure that permanent FET relief. And I am looking to be able to give back in more ways. My contributions, such as they have been to date, are limited by my limited scope on the organization, my involvement just in government affairs and the PAC committee. So we look forward to being able to contribute in more ways to more areas of the organization in the future. So thanks everybody, and I look forward to contributing in whatever way I can.
Hi there. My name's Andrew Meisner, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Virginia Distillery Company. I'm based in New York City, where I live with my wife, Maria, our 2-year-old son, Harry, and our dog, Ella. Virginia Distillery Company is based in Lovingston, Virginia, about a half-hour south of Charlottesville, and I've been with the business for a little over a year. The only thing we produce at Virginia is American single malt whiskey, and we're incredibly excited about the notice of proposed rulemaking set by the TTB back in July for the introduction of the American single malt whiskey category. This is truly a historic time to be producing craft American whiskey. I've been in the wine and spirits industry for almost 15 years. I spent the first decade of my career working across various sales and marketing organizations within the E&J Gallo Winery network, followed by working for single malt Scotch whiskey producer White Mackay, and most recently working at Virginia Distillery Company. I've worked for both big and small size companies and on both sides as a distributor and a supplier. I have experience in sales, shopper marketing, and brand marketing, and more uniquely, I have experience in new product development, website and digital properties management, brand positioning, e-commerce and DTC strategies, distributor management, trade advocacy, key account relationships, and others. I'm running for the ACSA National Board of Directors seat because I'm passionate about building craft spirits brands. At both Gallo and White Mackay, I worked on their development brand portfolios. And now working for Virginia Distillery Company, I'm fortunate enough to have an opportunity in helping to grow the small but mighty American single malt whiskey category during this unprecedented time in American whiskey history. My sales and brand marketing experiences would serve as assets to the board, as I feel I've experienced and grown from some of the key challenges most members within ACSA face. These challenges include working through new packaging requirements, rapidly evolving e-commerce technologies and regulatory landscapes, shifting consumer habits, working hand in hand with trade partners, a constantly evolving terrain of digital and media mechanics, and navigating distributor and supplier partner relationships. My varied background within sales, shopper marketing, and brand marketing will help both grow and strengthen the ACSA organization. This member-owned organization is only as strong as the members it brings in and how they then collaborate and work together. I hope to help lead in both of these capacities and to leverage my past experiences to grow the organization and bring value to its members. Thank you for your time, and if you haven't already, go try some American single malt whiskey. Cheers.
My name is Colin Spoolman. I'm the distiller and founder at Kings County Distillery in Brooklyn, New York. Kings County has been around for 13 years and a proud member of ACSA since the outset. I've met many of you through ACSA conventions, but also many of you have come to visit with either me or others at Kings County over the years. And it's been a great pleasure getting to know many of you, and I hope to take the opportunity through being a board member to get to know many more of you. Those that have met me know me to be a fervent advocate for craft distillers, in particular those craft distillers that are small businesses and very entrepreneurial-minded craft distillers. I do believe there is a revolution that's happening in the spirits industry that is really taking the narrative away from giant corporations and really giving it back to individuals who are really passionate and enthusiastic about what they do. And that has a huge impact on the way that people consume alcohol in the United States, which is really encouraging, a positive impact on the way that people consume alcohol, which is encouraging. And I would love to be a part of ACSA more formally. And also, I know that our industry faces sort of constant legal challenges and but also opportunities. And I believe, especially in direct-to-consumer shipping, as a legislative priority. And that's something I think I could be personally helpful with and would be very happy to aggressively pursue on behalf of all distillers. But I can be useful in a lot of ways, and I look forward to having those conversations with you and with your distillers and with fellow board members. So that's my pitch. I hope to represent you. I'm sorry I can't be in Portland personally, but I have been to a lot of ACSA conventions and look forward to being at the next one and serving on the board and just using any advantage that I have or any opportunity that I have to help all of us as a collective. Thank you very much for your consideration, and I'll see you soon.
Hello everyone, my name is Jamie Wyndon, and I am the founder and owner of Lion Rum in St. Michael's, Maryland. This is our 10th year of distilling rum on the Eastern Shore, and my 10th year of relentlessly promoting American spirits and advocating for the distilling industry. I promise you that I am way better at advocating for your business than I am at making a video, but here we go. For the last decade, I have had the privilege of being at the forefront of the evolution of our industry. As a founding member of the Maryland Distillers Guild, I served as president for 7 years and worked nonstop to develop and pass legislation that has allowed Maryland distillers to launch, grow, and thrive. I have supported my fellow distillers in countless ways because I believe in the power of a good community, and I believe in building genuine relationships. I am extremely experienced testifying in front of local governments, working with lobbyists and regulators to find paths forward that satisfy most, if not all, parties. And I really understand firsthand that craft alcohol manufacturing is a difficult and tricky business. As small distillers, we deal with an inordinate amount of structure and regulations daily, and navigating them is more nebulous than it should be. I want to help better relationships with all government agencies. I want to help provide clear ways for distillers to operate compliantly and successfully. I know that everyone benefits when a local craft distillery succeeds. I've watched firsthand how good my distillery has been for my community and how good my community has been to my distillery. I finished my second 4-year term as a town commissioner here in St. Michael's recently, and that experience gave me an even better understanding of how government can better work with and for businesses. I'm running for a board seat this year because I know that ACSA has the power to continue to move our industry forward, and I want to remain actively involved. I am passionate about progress. I excel at motivating those around me, and on many occasions, I know that I have been the leader and the strongest voice in the room, which has led to meaningful and lasting change for our industry. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person, but I promise you that if I am elected to the board, I will be there for you, for your business, and for ACSA when it really counts. Thank you for your consideration. I very much look forward to the opportunity to serve my national community in the same ways that I have served Maryland distillers for the last 10 years.
Hi, I'm Alex Castle. I'm with Old Dominick Distillery in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been with Old Dominick since it began back in 2015, so a little over 7.5 years at this point. And what drew me to the industry many years ago was the science behind it. And being from Kentucky, it just kind of was an industry you were exposed to without realizing it. But after getting in the industry, what made me fall in love with it, honestly, were the people. It's such an amazing community. I wanted to be a part of it. And the reason I want to be on the board for ACSA is I have been fortunate enough to see the change in this industry over the years, and it's been amazing to watch it grow, watch it evolve, and I want to be a part of that. I do want to help guide this industry even further and get it to the next, to that next phase, whatever that is. And I think what I can bring to this industry is experience working with multiple size distilleries. As the president of the Tennessee Distillers Guild, I've had the fortune of being able to sit at the table with very little distilleries on one side and Brown-Forman and Diageo on the other, and learning to balance the needs and desires of both sides of the table and being able to find that happy medium and getting everyone to work together. I think it's a very valuable thing that ACSA and all of its members could benefit from. And so I do think I bring that to the table, and I look forward to possibly serving on the board and representing this amazing industry. Thank you.
My name is Thomas Williams, and I'm the head distiller here at Delta Dirt Distillery, located in Helena, Arkansas. I've been doing this for about 2.5, 3 years now. And I kind of got into this industry because my father had this crazy idea of turning the family farm we have into something completely different and new to us, and that is turning those things that we grow into distilled spirits. So I was tasked with actually figuring out how to turn a sweet potato into a vodka. And kind of one of the main reasons that I do want to join this National Board of Directors is a lot of the things over the years I've learned and kind of done on my own and been self-taught. So I'm really enthusiastic to learn from some peers in the industry, get some mentorship, but also bringing a new, fresh perspective because I am new and I have such a different background from a lot of people that I do approach things in a completely different way. But I do want to respect and, of course, keep the traditions alive, but kind of pushing the norm. That's kind of what got us to where we are and getting different awards, and that is just pushing the norm. So I think one of the biggest things that I do bring to the table when it comes to joining a national board of directors such as this one is not afraid to try and push the boundaries and revolutionize any and everything when it comes to some very simple things that we're all used to in this industry. So I do bring this young, fresh, and authentically unique perspective to whatever it is I do. So I'm just super excited to get this opportunity, and I wish I could be there in person to introduce myself, but thank you guys again for this opportunity.
Hello, my name is Bill Oxshire. I am running for the ACSA Board of Director position on the West Coast. I'm at Surf City Steelworks, Huntington Beach, California, just south of Los Angeles. I've been here for 2.5 years, and this is my 12th year in the spirits industry. I was drawn to this industry through my love of fermentation science, brewing, cooking, and kind of all wrapped into my chemical engineering degree, and really spirits was the best place for me. It provides both the ability to get technical and all about efficiencies and running things right while still being able to do this creative like culmination of ideas and ingredients to make some really cool products to offer the world. I really enjoy all of that put in one, and spirits is kind of the best product for it and a great industry to be in. I'm running for the board because I think that I can offer a slightly different perspective than something that the board's seen. I've worked at distilleries in 2 different states, and I've worked for 3 different DSPs. I've gone from being both just an employee to also being a equity stake owner in a distillery, and I think those provide slightly different perspectives, and I can bring both of those to the table. I am currently part of the board of directors for the California Distillers Guild, working on direct-to-consumer shipping in the state of California, and I think that combined with ACSA's push to bring the whole thing national really is an important thing for our industry. I also think ACSA has done already and continues to push that conversation about alcohol law parity across the country, and I'd really like to be part of that, both as a producer where it does help all of us survive the economic climate that may or may not shift, but also as a consumer. I look around at the people at ACSA, and I've got some friends here, and I can't buy their products because the laws don't allow it across state lines, or because we can't get distributors in all 50 states. And I want to be able to enjoy their products as much as I think they want to enjoy mine and enjoy their other members' products. So really looking forward to helping and serving ACSA and the membership over the next 3 years. Thanks.
Hey, ACSA.
Kirby Kellis Lewis here from Seattle, ULA Distillery. After making the trip with ACSA a few years back with that lobbying group to get rid of that horrendous FET tax, I learned the power of an organization like ACSA, that united voice and the organized effort they made really made it work, and that tax got lowered. So I would like to get further involved now that time allows a little bit more as a board member. So I started ULA Distillery 13 years ago, and as you know, it's been a real crazy decade for all of us. Tons of learning happened, and by starting small and growing to one of the largest distilleries in the Pacific Northwest, I think we will relate to many of the distillery members out there and that their various parts in their journeys. Right now, we're distributed in 12 states and just shy of 20,000 cases is our annual production. So we also opened a bar and restaurant. I'll bet a lot of you are thinking about, if that's a good idea. Served on the Washington State Distillers Guild. Built and run an offsite tasting room. Had horrendous landlord experiences and survived, or experience, I should say. Created successful tour and tasting programs as well as culinary and cocktail classes. And these all have had a plus and minus side, but I think through various successes and failures, there's a lot I have learned there that I could also bring to many of you. And along with all of that, we've created a work culture that's not only about ourselves. I mean, sustainability is front and center for our distillery. Certainly our practices in the production area reflect that. It's so important. Our grains come from a local organic farm, also so focused on sustainability issues and salmon safe practices for our area. That's very important. Over the last 6 or 7 years, we've contributed to between 150 and 200 different groups annually, and it ranges from animal protection, schools, homeless issues, helping families of fallen firefighters. The list is huge, but basically, if you're a great organization and you need help, you come to us, we'll figure out a way to help in some way. And again, it's so important to give back to your community, and we've created some programs that I think are win-wins that also we could share. So we've also created healthy and solid work environments. Several of our people have been with ULA 8, 9, and 10 years. I think that's a good sign of something. So if any of this resonates, I'd love to have your vote for a board position. It'd be great to share what I have learned and also to learn from all of you and all the other board members. So that part never stops, as you well know. So have fun in Portland at that great convention. And if you do get some time when it's over, hop the train. It's a great ride just north, and come visit us in Seattle. You're very welcome. All right, thank you.
Hi everyone, it's a beautiful day here in the Sierra, so I thought I would film this outside. My name is Nate Randall. I'm the founder, along with my wife, of Hinner House Distilling. We're in Arnold, California, in Northern California here in the Sierra Mountains. We founded our distillery in early 2020, and ACSA was a huge part of getting us through the tough times and bringing us on board into the family of distillers. So we're really appreciative for that, and that's the reason that I'm running for a board seat. My history, I spent most of my career in the corporate world, specifically human resources and innovating around healthcare and diversity and inclusion and all of those subjects. The last 4 years of my career in that field, I spent with Tesla Motors, scaling the company and my team there from 900 to 13,000 over a 4-year period. Obviously, I feel there's a lot of parallels between experiences I had at Tesla and the high growth, and also the fact that we were innovating in an industry which was very traditional and had a lot of old school ways of thinking. I think a lot of my skill sets apply to working in the distilling industry and specifically with the ACSA. So That's the reason I'm running. Really, I just wanted to put myself forward to give back and say thanks for everything that the group has done for us. That's my story, and hope you all have a good trip there in Portland. Sorry I couldn't be there, but somebody has to hold down the fort here in the mountains. Thanks a lot.
Hello, my name is Adam Spiegel, and I'm the president of Corning & Company Distillers in Sonoma County, California. We've gone through a handful of names over the past 13 years, but when I started the business, there really weren't many of us doing this in the state, let alone throughout the country. What drew me to the industry was much like many of you, who started initially in a different career before we got the itch to distill. 2008, lost my job with many others in the financial crisis, and I realized pretty quickly I didn't have any tangible skills. So beer making and wine making turned into grappa and whiskey making, and I was hooked. I want to help the organization support those who, like me, had a desire to learn but didn't know where to begin. I think it's powerful to have an organization by distillers for distillers. I want to run for a national board seat because I've seen the power of banding together to affect change. I've lobbied and worked on behalf of the California Artisanal Distillers Guild to help get the craft distillers license passed. And on even more of a hyper-local level, I came together with some friends in Sonoma County to co-found the Sonoma County Distillers Guild, a local marketing group. Lastly, as a member of the Good Guys Distillers, a group of friends who whine and complain about running a small business and a distillery at the same time, my distillery contributed to the Good Deeds Blend, which went towards the Step Up program, something we are very proud of to this day. I humbly bring to the board the bandwidth to put in the time and the energy and to lend my voice after working so hard the past decade. I know and appreciate the time commitment necessary to get the job done. I will work hard every day to thank you for your vote. See you in Portland, and I hope I can count on your support. Cheers.